Good morning, and welcome back to Jody Lewis Creations. In today's video, we are going to talk a little bit about the August project that I'm going to be working on. And I printed, oh my gosh, this is the collaboration for Sunflowers and Doors. This is not my official day, but I thought, I just want to spend a few minutes prepping some pieces. We can kind of talk for a few minutes, go from there, and yeah, we're not going to talk about how much Christmas is still all around here. Shh, we're not going to talk about that. What we are going to do is just work on a few of these super cute little pieces, get them prepped for our project, and go from there. I know I haven't filmed in a while. I have just been really crazy busy the last few days. I leave for my trip on Wednesday. This is Monday. I haven't even started catching up on the full deck challenge yet. So there's just a lot still going on outside of just filming and just busy. So I have taken the, oh gosh, which kit was this? I'll have to look for which kit this was. And I printed it to a page, okay? This is on 32-pound paper. And I just wanted to kind of see what we have. I cut these out like, I don't know, last week before last. I know there's some folio bits in here. I'm probably going to have to sit with the files and figure out like what goes to what. So I did do these 2 to a page, and the reason I did them 2 to a page is because I'm making something smaller for my collaboration day project. Now look at this cute little envelope. Isn't that adorable? So I tried to print these. So here in my super genius self moment, I tried to print these 2 to a page, which I did, but then I was like, oh, I'd like to back these pages with something. Then I don't have to worry about the design on the back of them. Well, I thought I'll just print full page on the back of this and it won't matter and we'll be, good to go, whatever. No, Jody, that did not work because these pages, that did not work at all. These pages are so directional that when I did that, I had birds in the wrong direction and flowers in the wrong direction. And so I'm going to have to do some work. Now, what my plan is, I'm hoping, is to make 2 of these. One I want to make as like a prototype for what I'm doing. And then the other one we can work on like as the official day. I'm hoping. So what I thought we would do is maybe just work on a few pieces of ephemera today and just kind of chat. My trip is Wednesday, so I'm really looking forward to that. I'm excited. So for you, that's probably tomorrow. I think I will try to air this on Tuesday, just so you have a little bit of content. You guys don't think I've completely fallen off the face of the earth, even though I kind of feel like I have this week. I did need a break from filming. I mean, I simply needed a break. But June was such a big project, and then obviously July was a big project with the Christmas journal. I just had to take a break, and Mark was like, hi, can you do something other than be in your craft room? So of course I had to take a break. So I'll do my trip this week with my friends, which I'm oh my gosh, is that like the cutest little envelope or what? Oh my gosh, I didn't really think about how cute this was going to be doing it 2 to a page, but it's really cute. So anyway, I think I may actually throw these in an envelope and take an ink pad with me so that of an evening I can ink. But the problem with that is one of the persons that's going to be on this trip is actually one of my recipients for 12 days. So I don't know that that's a good idea. Probably not. So anyway, all right, I am thinking I'm just going to go ahead and put a little bit of glue on this, make this super cute little envelope, and then that will be ready to go when we are ready for this make. I was watching oh my gosh, you guys. So this 10-minute challenge that's going on with Corey And then I guess Crafty by Tony and Margaret at Savon Plaza are doing a 30-minute challenge. Anyway, it's been so much fun. Kirsten had a really fun video where she was trying to do the 10-minute make, and it was an hour, and I was cracking up watching it. And then Tracy did her 30-minute make video. I don't know, I just watched it this morning. And anyway, it was just so cute. I really liked it. Okay, so we have this little envelope, and let's just see if I have something small that we could maybe put, oh, just across the top of there would be really cute. Can you guys even see? It's so little. It's so little, but that would just add a little bit of tactile interest to this. I like it. We're gonna do it. I don't even know where my normal scissors are, and I don't even know where my pair of Tim Holtz scissors are. I'm telling you, I have not been in here. I told Mark, I said, I've got to clean up my room. It's awful. And he goes, do you really have time for that right now? I'm like, no, but I can't really function with how messy my room is. And so that is something I'm hoping I'm trying to set timers for myself. I deleted emails for 30 minutes this morning because Yahoo has changed their thing, and they're going to block my email if I don't get some stuff deleted and just stuff like that, you know? Okay, so let that dry, leave it alone, set that aside. So there's one little piece ready to go. And then some of these, like there's a little folio. Oh, that needs backed. That's super cute. There's like a little folio in here. Oh, that's a cute envelope too. Little guest checks in here, lots of pockets. Like I said, I probably am going, look at these little tabs. I printed them two to a page. Aren't they adorable? So adorable. This is another cute little envelope. So I'm just going to kind of work on a few things like this, and I will come back in a few minutes and see where we are. Some of these, I need to dig out some. Oh, I know what I wanted to use. For these green pieces, I want to use some red onion dyed paper because it takes on a green hue. And then I have some tea dyed paper that's kind of a gray color. And I think that would be some wonderful bits to use for these pieces to back these and make them a little bit more substantial. And these, I think I'll just pull scraps out and back them on scraps. And then we can use these, as little pockets or little tickets and pockets and stuff like that. So I know I'm being vague about the project, but I'm doing that on purpose because of my official. Look at these cute little tickets. We need some numbers. We need to stamp on those. What do we have? We need to do something with those. Okay, so it is a couple of days later. And I am happy with how the project turned out. Hopefully you can see it pretty well. I do want to still find like a bead or a dangle or something to put on the front of this. I have eyelash trim on here right now as the tie to tie this together, but I'm not sure. I wanted my neutral sari silk, but I can't find it right now. I'll find it. But anyway, it will have a tie around it, and it'll have like a dangle on it or something. So the actual reinvent from the envelope is we've gone from this, okay, to this. And so we have the flap, it opens, then this opens. We have a pocket here, and in here I've put an extra piece of the journaling page in there. I stitched in 2 sheets and made little like 3/4 pockets. So in here we have a tag, an offcut of the onion dyed paper, a tag with a guest check, so that just tucks in there. So pretty. And so this just goes in this little side tuck, and there's so much that can be put in here. And I do think this is going to be one of my 12 days gifts. So I will probably end up adding a little bit more to this. I just don't have those bits pulled out. And for the purpose of the collaboration, I wanted to get the envelope finished. So in this side, I have another tag, another little offcut of the onion dyed paper. On the images of the ladies, I had some word stamps. So I just went through and found some words in a set that I have, and like she's spirited. And then I gold splattered on a lot of the pages. I have a rusty paper clip here that's holding this little trifold piece in. And so that opens and is backed. So that could be lots of journaling space in there. And that just tucks back here in this pocket. And I did consider tacking these corners down, these two corners down, but I thought, you know, I'm going to leave them open. I think it allows more options. I had made this little journal to tuck in there, but it makes it really chunky. So I, you know, just am going to include it like as an entire package. So I am really happy with this, how this turned out. She's valiant. And I just think this, I love the sage in this. It's so pretty. So anyway, there's that. And then in here, she's striking. And then I edged all of the journaling pages with some lace and stitched that on there. Opens up, and in here, another little offcut. Can't do a lot with this because it's not super big. But by having printed 2 to a page on these, it's got the cutest little pieces. So I really have enjoyed playing with this. I appreciate that Julie and Mandy invited me to participate in this Out with a Bang collaboration. So thank you very much for the invitation. I've stamped an arrow here on just a little strip of scrap that I tore off and glued on there. In here, I have some floral stamps that I wanted just some bold black flowers on these tags. I thought that would be really pretty with the little bingo card girl. So that tucks in there. This is a mini composition notebook that I had taken apart and coffee dyed. And I really like the size of that for some of these smaller journals. And the gold splatter on these pages, I think just really adds a nice touch. Just stitch that with my sewing machine. If you're going to sew with your sewing machine, please make sure you lengthen your stitches, because if you go at the standard 2.5, essentially you're going to just perforate your pages and very easily they're going to come apart. I did this at 4. And it could still come apart, but it's less likely than 2.5. So just a tip there if you're using your sewing machine to sew pages. Another little scrap I tore there, stuck on the corner and stamped. And that's another way you can reinvent your digitals, by adding interest to it. And I know so many creators do it. I personally love doing it. I just think it can add so much more and really personalize these pages. So that is another way to reinvent, is, you know, add your own bits to the digitals themselves. I did some stamping, some splatter. She's worthy. I put one of the little envelopes in here, and I just stenciled, the inside of that. So that slides in that little belly band. And then she's irresistible. All right, so I think that was everything in here. And again, I may still add more to this. I feel like it needs a little bit more, but I'm really happy with the simplicity of this project. And so I just think as a little bundle, that will make a sweet little gift. So that is my plan. I do need to look in my beads and charms and find some things that match this. I need to find my neutral sari. I know that I had packed it for one of my trips, so I'm thinking that I probably just never unpacked it. I can't find it in my neutrals drawer, but I will, you know, wrap it around and make a cute little package out of it, you know, and then it will have a bulb clip with some little charms or dangles hanging off of it. I don't think I have any here on my table to demonstrate what that's going to look like. But you can imagine, like that's using your imagination. You know, I could even put, you know, like a button on there, and that could be really cute as well as part of a dangle. So anyway, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for the invitation to participate in the collaboration. I hope it encourages you to look at your envelopes and see what it is that you could do differently with them. Tip is when you're taking these apart, you're going to get damage just by nature of the glue. Sometimes if you coffee dye or you're dyeing these, you get them wet. That will soften this glue, and sometimes they'll come apart a little bit easier when they're wet. But also, as it's wet, that is going to make your paper more fragile. So just something that you can work with on that. And that's part of the reason, why here, where this music is because I was hiding where this seam is and it pulled that glue, okay? And then I glued this one down so that you couldn't see that as well. I could have just cut that off, but I didn't. I just glued it down. So a lot of different things, but all the different sizes and styles of envelopes. I mean, there's so much that you could do with them. You know, it's your own imagination. I could have taken 2 of these and put them together and done a different variation. On like the envelope journal, I could have folded this in and made it like a quad fold, you know, just all the different ways that you can fold these and do things with them. I just think it's just a lot of fun. So anyway, all right, well, thank you for being here. And again, if you're new to my channel, I hope that you stick around. There's fun things coming. I just don't know what they are yet. All right, well, thanks to everybody. Please remember to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.